Juan Toscano-Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. We got Rome here. And then you got your boy.
Bring it to the table, let me show you how to win. This is for my plans, from the barbecues to the pen. We came to have a good time, plus we love the tricks. Homie thought he had me, then I hit him with a double six. Throwing bones, we not playing with your man when we throwing bones. It's insane in this game when we throwing bones. Throwing bones, yeah.
No, I definitely appreciate y'all coming on the show, man. It's, you know, we're here in the backyard having a good time. How I would like to kick it off is just your first experience in playing dominoes.
My mom plays dominoes a lot, so I learned from her. She plays actually more often than I do, pretty often. So that's something we like to do when we pass some time. But seeing that I don't get to go home very often is very minimal for me. So I'm gonna actually enjoy kicking your ass today, brother.
Yeah, you know, I don't really have a heavy domino background. You know, I played spades where I grew up from Chicago, so that's what we play, really. But that don't mean I ain't gonna win. You know, I got a little crash.
You know what's crazy? You out here throwing spades around.
You got
like,
spades?
Like I just don't do that too. I do all that, man. Come on, man. I'm a gambler, brother. I got cards, I got dominoes. You won't catch me without
you got some dice? That's what they really do.
Absolutely.
We can really talk about that later.
That part, I don't lose.
That's what I'm saying about Dre. He swear he's the best at everything.
We taking 7.
Go ahead, it's your table.
I'll take the scraps.
All right.
That's how good I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all the scraps. And then I'm gonna do what I do with them. Big 6 to the board. Let me score. I can't score.
Yeah.
Rome, how'd you get into acting? I know you played basketball at first.
I still hope, man. I'm still like that. We can do that too.
You don't want to do that.
I want to run the ones, man. So
I actually, like, that's how I make my living.
I know. You know, crazy enough, man. I grew up doing very normal shit.
You gotta score 10 to get in.
Yeah, I know. I'm just keeping the numbers down.
I did very normal shit growing up.
You want your 10 points?
Yeah, let me get 10, bro. My
Yeah,
bad.
let me get that 10 too, bro.
All your money now.
Hey, look, I'm still learning, you know.
Follow that cap.
All right.
Ain't no fun left with all this, huh?
I get
There you go.
20
There
or
you
what?
go.
Let it go.
And Rome just got 15, all right.
Sound like
25, 10, and 10.
See, this how y'all do. Y'all ask me questions and I'm trying to focus on this. Niggas trying to, yeah, see, I see what's going
How
on.
it go?
See what's happening.
No, you said you was doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, hold on. I only got one brain. Hold on. I was doing normal shit. You know, I graduated high school. Actually, I went to the same high school Andre Iguodala went to.
In Springfield?
Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah, man, at Lanphier.
Okay.
So I started hooping there, and then I worked at a pawn shop. Like I said, I did normal stuff, and then I heard something on the radio like, you want to be an actor, a singer? See, back then I was just singing, you know, playing guitar, and that's really where I started doing art-related stuff. And my friend was with me and basically just dared me to do it. Like, you should just do it. You should show up. So that's kind of how I got introduced to acting. I didn't know nothing about it, you know, just showed up and read something, and it was kind of like an art showcase. So I got accepted to go to Orlando to do it. And that's kind of how I got introduced to acting. And then when I got back home, I was like, man, that's something I want to do forever. It was weird because at the same time, I had a scholarship to hoop, to play in a college in Springfield. And that's all I had ever wanted to do. But I couldn't do both. You know, I had to either choose that or pursue acting. And I thought, being an athlete, you have a shelf life. You know, being an actor, you know, you could do it until you're 90. You know, look at Cicely Tyson, you know. And also, I didn't understand that landscape yet, and I was just like, man, I need to figure out what this is. And I made the decision to walk away from my scholarship to come out to LA.
That's interesting.
Domino. What you got? You gonna get the back man.
So what's that,
You
5?
take that 5 point. Well, let me explain back man, by the way. Back man is the guy who's sitting behind you. So I'm the back man to you.
Right.
You're his back man, you're my back man. For sure. You domino, the person, you only get the back man points. You don't get the whole table. So you gotta wash dishes, bus boy. So,
Who, me?
you know what I'm saying? You gotta
This ain't the first time I had to watch this. It's all good.
You gotta pay your dues.
New job.
I'm grinding, you hear me?
Score update. The beginner got 25, I got 20. Bottom feeder 15.
That's dope though, bro. That's what you call, you know, sacrificing for sure. Like, you know, stepping into a realm in the world that you don't really know much about. You know, when you kind of got like a safety net. I mean, more or less, you know, with a scholarship. Scholarship is definitely a blessing.
Scholarship that was it. You know, we didn't have money where I was from. You know, my mom, she did everything to
Oh, he just
get
took
us.
this weak ass 5 points. 10, goddammit. What the hell you doing?
Hold on, I'm trying to do the math, man. You see me?
You decided that at how old? 18?
No, I was 22 when I moved out here.
Okay.
I had been grinding and doing normal jobs my whole life. I've had many. That's the core essence of acting to me. It's just a reflection of life. And so I've lived a lot of different lives that have allowed me to, whenever I get a script, I can just put myself in these situations to help me kind of navigate being who I think this person would be. But acting is like one of those things where you don't need to go to school. Like, I was working on How to Get Away with Murder, working opposite of Viola, and it was like a huge thing for me. I think for the first 2 months, I didn't even address her as Viola. I just called her Miss V. And one day she just pulled me aside and said, just call me Viola, call me V. It's all good. And then she made me feel comfortable. But I realized everybody around me went to Yale. You know, she went to Juilliard, and they were all talking about where they went to, NYU. And I said, shit, I went to the School of Hard Knocks. That's why I didn't go to college at all. So the acting is one of those things that sometimes the material and the situation just fits. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's why it's so beautiful, because y'all could do it. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on what the script is, depends on what everything is that is gonna bring it together. But y'all got it in you, just like me.
Juan, actually, I would love for you to tell us your acting background or lack thereof. Like let us in on that story and how that went for you.
So I got an opportunity to play Bo and Hustle. Kind of flopped that opportunity, but it was a learning experience for me. It was the first chance that I was able to experience something like that. And it was during COVID, during the pandemic, so I wasn't able to get help. My girlfriend and I, well, she was playing 6 people in one scene. I was trying to figure out where I hop in and so forth, and it was very difficult. So I wasn't ready, but now I know. Like Rome said, it's more of a comfortability thing, so I know just to be myself and be comfortable, that's the best you can do in those type of situations. So I think, for future opportunities, I think I'll be ready for that.
Do you feel like you being an athlete helped you with acting, or was it just a totally different thing that you had to figure out?
Certainly. I think my core makeup, as an individual, stemmed at being an athlete. I always tell people, some of my coworkers, my co-stars, and my producers and stuff, they what you do on the weekends? I'm I'm hooping. I hoop a lot. Y'all should come to a game. I said, you're gonna learn a lot about me when you see me hoop. Because when you hoop and you can't think, it's just it's in your nature. It's in whatever it is, who you are, it comes out,
100%.
So I just kind of warn them, listen, when I'm on set, it's different. I'm on that court, I'm a different person, you know what I'm saying? And so they learn a lot about me when I'm hooping, but I think that my kind of trials of becoming good at basketball, because I was very bad in high school, didn't make the team my freshman year, junior year, finally made the team, never really got in the game. I was a hustle player, you know what I'm saying? And in my senior year, I really was locked in. I was tired of sitting on the bench. All my homies was always in the game. And then I got hurt, so I had to grind to be able to get back to a place where I could play again. And that's really kind of a resemblance of life, because shit happens to us and we have to figure it out.
Something you just said that really hit with me. I go through this a lot, and also just having played 3 years together with him on the basketball court, I think I often meet people and they're like, you're nothing like I thought you were. Who you are on the basketball, because people judge off who you are on the basketball court. And the reason I said it's funny with him for me is it's one of the nicest guys that I know, one of the most supportive guys I know, just a good dude.
Thank you, brother.
Nigga quick-tempered as fuck. Nigga snap like that though, just out of nowhere. All it takes is for somebody to be like, yo, he just almost can't calm him down. And I feel like I am that same way when I am on the court. It's it's a whole different person. It's almost like an alter ego. You know what I'm saying? You snap into this totally different space. And I always tell people, stop judging me. That's 10 points.
10, let me get that. My bad. Go ahead. I want to go hear what you said.
Stop judging me by what you see me do at work.
I got a question for you though.
Absolutely.
So I think your career is so interesting to me because you're amazingly talented. But I think that a lot of people come to the conclusion that your success is also coexistent with your situation. Do you feel like if you had been drafted somewhere else or went to a different organization that you'd still be successful? Or, I know you feel that way, but I just think it's interesting that your organization allowed you to be you.
No, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Like, I think that has a lot to do with it.
I would have been successful anywhere I went.
Facts.
'Cause I'm going to, like you said, I just figure shit out. Like, if I'm needed in this role, I'm going to figure it out. And so, what kind of happened with me with the Warriors was that, what kind of happened with me with the Warriors was that there was a role that needed to be filled. And Mark Jackson, who was our coach when I first got to the league, my rookie year, Mark Jackson, the first time I talked to him on the phone, he said, hey, I don't need you to come here and take a back seat to nobody. I need you to come here and be the same exact leader, the same exact person that I've watched at Michigan State for all these years. And that right away gave me the confidence of like, all right, like, I just gotta go be me, you know? And I had to quickly realize there are roles on a basketball team. And my only way to get onto the floor was to defend, lead, and bring toughness. Like that was my key to getting on the floor. Once you find your way on the court in the NBA, you no longer, like, you can never not be that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
Steph Curry can never not shoot threes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so the moment you think, I've gotten this good at this thing, I no longer have to do the things that made me Draymond, then that's it. That's like, no one wants you anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think no matter where I would have gone, I would have been successful.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm just cut that way.
Right.
I'm gonna figure it out. And so I always kind of get these, like, people saying, oh, you wouldn't have been this or you wouldn't have been that, as if I went to the Lakers. Like, I ain't go to the fucking Lakers, I went to the Warriors.
Yeah.
They were duds when I got there.
Relax, bro.
No, look, his heart said it. His heart said it.
Is he from the Bay, right?
From the town. From the town.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, and he knows it, like, the year before I got there, they won 23 games. Like,
They was giving tickets away for free.
no, when I got there,
I'm gonna turn it because
no. What you can do is pull.
Okay, my fault.
When you can't play, you can pull again.
Relax, bro. Give me 5. I take 5.
I'm domino.
Man, take your little funky ass 10.
That's 10.
boy, watching this, huh?
And the scorers now, new leader, 45 for the GOAT. Rome got 40, bottom feeder is stuck on 25.
Okay.
Stuck on. No, so you have to do these, watch, Bus Boy, you have to do these activations. And like one of our activations was either you were one of the guys walking downtown Oakland, handing out tickets.
Wow.
Some guys had to go on the BART, which is the train system, and pass out tickets on the BART, and then also walk around San Francisco. This was 2012, 2013. This was not that long ago.
that long.
Warriors
You know,
players can't do that no more.
like,
Nah, y'all get swamped.
Warriors
Y'all
players
can't
can't do that no more.
you can barely walk outside now.
Right.
This is 2012, 2013. This
Right.
was not a long time ago. But because we've had so much success, people are very quick to say, oh, you benefited from being with the Warriors. Like, y'all ain't never said nobody benefited from the Warriors. Until I got here. But I benefited from them. Now, who I did benefit from? I 100% benefited from Klay Thompson. I 100% benefited from Steph Curry. I 100% benefited from Andre Iguodala. I 100% benefited from Juan Toscano-Anderson and Zaza Pachulia and Andrew Bogut, because what fucking basketball player does not benefit from the guys next to them?
Right.
And so, you know, there's always this notion, oh man, Draymond wouldn't have been shit without anybody else. I don't know a single basketball player in the world that is something without the guys that they play with. And so it would have been different for me for sure, because, you know, what we've been able to accomplish, y'all are in trouble. This next level downhill playing y'all about to see. Just FYI.
Okay.
So I benefited for sure just by being with the guys and with Steph's skill set and Klay's skill set and like my skill set meshed together. Like, we created some wonderful shit. Like, we changed the game of basketball. The way basketball is played changed because of us, you know. And so, you know, I don't take that for granted. But in the same token,
Yeah. I think it's just a situation where all of the ingredients came together, man.
absolutely.
I like to refer
Magic
to it as
potion.
lemonade, not to cut you off,
No,
bro.
you think,
But
bro.
you know, it's like lemonade. You got the lemons, the water, and the sugar. And like Steph and Klay ain't that without you, bro. Like, I played with all three of y'all,
That's
I
crazy.
see it. It's the same thing with Steph. It ain't the same without Steph. You and Clay on court.
Absolutely.
And without Clay, we was a totally different team when Clay came back. So it's like lemonade. Those three ingredients, you need all three for it to be the perfect concoction. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's perfect.
We saw it in the
Analogy.
finals, man.
Juan T, take us on your basketball journey. I know people see you get to the NBA and it's like, oh man, like you were destined to be there. I look at your journey and what you went through. Your destiny wasn't to play in the NBA. You made that happen because you wanted that, but take us on your journey.
It took a lot of hard work, a lot of faith. So after Marquette, obviously I didn't have anything, bro. I didn't have agents, I didn't have no basketball workouts, no teams, anything. I honestly went home lost. Like, I was engaging in stuff that I shouldn't have been engaging in, hanging around with the wrong people. Like, I had no intention of playing professional basketball after college. So I was trying to get a job. Then the Mexican national team called me, and so that just kind of opened a lot of doors for me. I went to play FIBAs, went and played in Mexico for some time, Argentina, Venezuela, went to Spain on a tryout for an ACB team. I was there for a month and they wasn't trying to pay me and they kept me in a hotel and I'm just like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I'm better than this. I'm too good to be here on a tryout, not getting the proper treatment. Not saying that they was treating me bad, I wasn't a part of the team.
Right.
The living situation wasn't right, and I wasn't getting paid. I'm too good for this. So I decided to leave. And then I went to G League and, played in G League for a year and a half.
How'd you end up on the G League team?
So a good friend of mine by the name of Jabari Brown, he played at Missouri with Jordan Clarkson, played for the Lakers for a little bit. He played for Santa Cruz, and he put me in contact with Ryan Atkinson, which was the GM at the time. They invited me for a tryout in Oakland, called me back to try out for camp. I had to be there a week before everybody else showed up for camp. And they told me on the last day, media day, that I was on the team, like right before media. Right. And shit, it was just a blessing, bro.
Crazy, huh?
Oh man, I just felt like, I don't even know how I felt, bro. I went in there with no expectation. I went in there blinded. Like, this was a dream come true for me. Like I said, after college, like my heart was broken. Like my dream is done. I'm done hooping. And so when that happened for me again, it was just like, wow, this is incredible. And man, the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. I know a little, obviously, the closeness of our relationship. But when you made that team, they didn't have roster spots.
No, they didn't.
Damn.
Like, they cut someone
Yep.
to put you on that team.
Yep.
Someone that was not, like, they had guaranteed contracts. I got this story from Aaron Miles, who, for those that don't know, was Juan's coach in Santa Cruz. When you came up for a tryout, he's like, yo, I think Juan can really help y'all. And I'm like, all right, I bet. Mm-hmm. And then we went through camp. He got cut. Last cut, by the way. And I remember seeing you that night. We were in a club in San Francisco. If I'm not mistaken, we was in Love and Propaganda.
Yes, sir.
And he came up to me. And this is when I knew this nigga was out of his goddamn mind. And he came to me, he said, y'all fucked up. I'm like, what? First off, I'm not the general manager. He's like, y'all fucked up. I can really fucking help you and help this team win. And I'm like, bro, I believe that. Like, I believe you. He like, nah, y'all made a fucking mistake because I could really help this team. And I'm like, all right, bro, like, hey, I respect it. Keep on your grind, bro. Like just keep chasing it. Like, it'll happen for you. And we had that moment. And then fast forward, shit, later that year, you got your opportunity. And now, full circle, you're the first Mexican to ever win an NBA championship. Like, how does that feel? Like, to essentially, to be the first of a country doing something like, I'm from Saginaw, like, to be the first from Saginaw is dope.
Right.
But, like, to be the first from a country to do something, how does that feel?
It's a hell of a feeling. I'll always be a part of history. Like, and so when they talk about Mexican basketball or, anything in that history, they're always gonna speak about me. And for me, that's amazing because, people come and go in this world, in the league, actors, like, there's so many people coming through, like, people are gonna forget about, guys who ain't four-time champions, guys who ain't Hall of Famers. Like, people are gonna forget about guys, like myself. At this point, I plan on accomplishing more so that I'm not forgotten, but it's just pretty cool to be, stamped in history and be able to say I'm the first. And so, I always tell guys who have the opportunity, who are biracial and have other cultures, like, go get that passport, because that was just a light that I didn't know was gonna illuminate my life. Like you said, you figured things out. And so, like, I just had that too, and I was able to navigate my way through all of this and create history. And it's amazing, bro. But there's a lot that comes with that, though. Not being full Mexican, not speaking Spanish the best. I mean, I speak fluently, but it ain't the best, you know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot that comes with that territory and, what's expected of me. But it's an amazing, I wouldn't trade it for anything, brother, at all.
It's crazy, we still having a first, man.
Right, exactly, in 2022.
2022, the first.
You know what I'm saying?
The first of anything is crazy still, right
exactly.
now. I feel that.
That's a fact. You also said something, and you were essentially speaking to me or about me and said, unless you're a 4-time champion, they'll forget you. And the one thing that I feel and that I know, 4-time champion or not, Jay-Z said it best, you still a nigga. Like, and I know that, you know what I'm saying? I feel that, like I just won my 4th championship, that's incredible. But 3 was amazing too. And there were still several times where I'm like, no, you're not treated like, yo,
get that 25.
Like, I'm a 4-time champion.
You let me get that 25.
Say no more, go back to that boneyard. Like, what you think, oh man, you're 4-time champion, you're new leader, by the way. Like, that's a different thing. Like, no, you still are subject to all the bullshit.
For sure.
And so when you say, yo, there's more that come with that, like, what I want to know is, I'm sure there's some discrimination, different things that you face being, like, yes, you are Mexican, but you're black.
Right.
And I'm sure that there are things that you face by being half Mexican and half black. But I want to hear a little more about that.
You want to go ahead and call out your 15 before we forget?
That ain't 15.
That ain't?
No, that's 14.
I thought you said, okay. My fault.
You ain't calling me.
Yeah, bro, I mean...
What is 15 is that, Domino.
Well, you don't get shit from me anyway, so...
Yeah, I got everything over here, shit.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah, bro, one thing I always tell people, bro, is like, growing up biracial, it's a tough place, bro, but I never really talk about that because I'm not crying for help. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I've learned from the people close to me is focus on the positivity and not the negativity, and that's one thing I'm learning to do. But like, even as a kid, like, from Mexicans, they were very racist towards me and my brother. And kudos to my brother, man, he's my hero. I was too young to really understand, and he always stood up for us, and now my brother has this label as the problem child. But as I'm older, I just understand that my brother was just like, he was keen to the bullshit that, we was getting mistreated. The other Mexican kids was getting away with shit. We was the last ones that, be fed and shit that I didn't understand, being 3 years younger than my older brother. And also, from black people, I do experience some colorism, and so like leading into when I did the protest, people were saying I wasn't black enough to lead a protest, but when I step out into corporate America, I'm a nigga, bro. I got waves, I'm black, the way I talk, the way I walk, I'm a nigga.
Absolutely.
And, Mexicans treat me that way. And so I really experienced that, as of recently, after being the first, to win a championship, coming out with the Mexican flag at the finals after we won, like, that's the biggest platform in sports, more or less,
Yeah.
And people still saying that I ain't doing enough for for Mexicans, I'm not Mexican enough, and it's just like, what fucking more you want me to do? I just won a championship. I'm the first to do that. And so I'm just learning, bro, like, just to be me and just be me unapologetically, It ain't really about me no more. It's really about the other young kids that's out there that I used to feel the same way I felt and my brother felt when we was kids. Because I remember the shit used to hurt my feelings, but I was such a good kid, bro, that I would just kind of like, let people like, okay, that's your opinion now, whatever. But the shit would hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings when, people were saying that I wasn't black enough to lead a protest.
Here's what I will say.
Take it off.
Black people are the only people that go anywhere in the world they go. They're discriminated. But brother, what you did was so powerful and amazing. And by the way, you being Mexican and black made it mean even more. I'm changing tunes a little bit. I know we can have that conversation all day.
All day.
What I want to know from you, Rome, is like, who your top 5 actors? But your top 5 actors, by the way, they're going to be your top 5. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't necessarily. It's on me. It ain't on me yet. Yeah, you gonna pull them in a second. But,
maybe not. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No, you should be able to play.
I'm good. I'm out of there.
No, you still can't play. Dang, the foes over here. But who's your top 5 actors?
Hold on a second. Let me play this first.
Damn, bruh.
Ooh, he didn't have it. He didn't have it. Oh, domino count.
Yeah.
Damn.
Go ahead and get your 10.
Got all the babies over there.
So my list looks like this. No particular order though.
Oh, he don't want to get the hard way out.
I can't because there's no measuring stick. It's hard. I mean, it's like this.
Is Emmy's not measuring sticks?
I mean, these people I'm about to mention, they have all those things. So it's like, it's really just subjective. It's about who I think inspired me. So number 1 on the list is Sidney Poitier.
Incredible.
You know.
Wow.
And got the chance to meet him one
Really?
time. Yeah, Tyler Perry had an opening for his soundstage in Atlanta. And I went there and I got to meet all my favorite actors actually.
Nice.
But I met him there. But yeah, I mean, a pioneer. You know,
Absolutely.
First black actor to win Best Actor, win an Oscar for Best Actor.
Absolutely.
For Lilies in the Field, and that shit was not supposed to happen.
Facts.
And so yeah, he's up there. He won an Oscar in 1964.
Just a score update real quick, and I do not mean
I'm
to
fucked.
cut
I'm
you
getting
off.
fucked up. Let's tell him though.
110, you got 60.
I'll be all right.
No, you won't.
I'm coming back.
I told you how this was.
I'm down 3-1. Hey, you remember how last time, right?
Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Damn. Oh, man.
Oh no, I need my glasses on, man. Fuck.
I myself, and the same year I lost 3-1, I came back from down 3-1. So
No, for
what
sure.
goes
You
around
came
comes
right
around,
back.
You know what I'm saying?
So all right, so my list: Sidney Poitier, Viola Davis.
That's incredible. She on your top 5.
She on my top 5, man. Yeah, I got to work with her. I got
That's
to work.
amazing.
Not just work with her, but just work opposite of her. Like, imagine you working with your favorite player, like training, like just you and that person, you know. I got to really have scenes and really be present with her, which was amazing. So Viola Davis, we know her track record. You know, the only African American to have a triple crown. You know what I mean? Which is when you win an Emmy, you win an Oscar, you win a Tony. She won 2 Tonys. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Cicely Tyson, who passed not too long ago. I got to work with her too. I mean, her career spanned over 7 decades. Imagine doing anything for 7 decades.
Right.
Like, we'd be lucky to live that long.
Facts.
I always try to equate to it like this. Like when it comes to acting, like we're doing projects that are a reflection of life around us. You know, and so she had to every decade, you know what I mean, adapt and also just be great. And she did it for so fucking long. She was such a, you know, just humble, man, and kind person for someone to have been so traveled and so well versed in everything. You know, just so very present still at that.
You know, do something that's gonna help me. Yeah.
So, Denzel Washington, obviously. It should be on everybody's top 5. We all know it when Denzel is done. But I want to point out something specific that really inspired me by Denzel was that he bought all the rights to August Wilson's plays, who was a black playwright who wrote stories that were Fences, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. You know, that was the last project that Chadwick Boseman, his last project was that. So I just thought that was incredible, you know, for him to buy the rights to that, to say, I'm going to direct or either act in or produce these projects so that the world can see them, and also have me being a part of them means that it's gonna be fucking great.
Absolutely.
And that they're gonna see it the way that I want them to see it and that they should, was one of the things that made me put him in my top 5. I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave my 5 for Javier Bardem, who is a Spanish actor, first Spanish actor to win an Oscar. He's incredible. You know, he was in No Country for Old Men. Have you seen it?
I'm not.
Yeah, you gotta tap in, bro. His energy transcends through the screen for people. There's a clip that goes around from that movie where he goes into the gas station and he has a guy flip a coin. They kind of choose their fate, you know. But it's one of the most iconic scenes in that film and one of the most iconic scenes, period. So that's my top 5 right there.
Yep. Just 10 points. That's exactly
10. That's 10.
what
Let me
I
get that
wanted
10.
you to do.
Is it though?
Yes.
I don't know what you're doing, man. Did you put something? What's going on? The Lobos got me fucking up.
Nah. I mean, the Lobos will get you there for sure, but I'm disagree. For sure. I told you that. Juan T, give me your top 5 I got two for you. I want your top 5 basketball players, and in light of you just competing in the dunk contest, which I thought was
crazy.
super dope. By the way, came out in the Mexican flag, but don't beat yourself up, brother. It'll never be enough. Right. But interpret dunkers how you want.
Man, that's hard. All right, so I'm gonna start with dunkers first. Vince Carter for sure.
Yeah. Ground.
Jay Rich. I mean, obviously there's emotional.
Sag nasty stand up. Oh,
Shout
my
out to
fault.
Jay Rich.
My fault. My fault.
He's still dunking.
He could be from East Oakland too. He get a pass.
No, he from Saginaw.
But I'm saying he get a pass just like you get a pass in the town.
I appreciate the
everybody
pass.
don't
I
get a
love the
pass.
town. Everybody don't get a town. It's home for me, but
John Moran is incredible.
Absolutely.
Very athletic.
Okay, top 5 already for you.
I mean, shit,
That's crazy. Okay.
I mean, the way he jumps, bro, is just.
No, he's
and
like
he
that.
Tries to dunk on everybody. You got to respect that confidence and that courage.
Yeah.
GP, I've seen him dunk on a lot of people this year. That was.
young GP.
Yeah, young GP.
GP2.
GP2.
GP2. We gotta stop throwing. Hey, GP, that's my little bro. But goddamn it, you ain't done enough for us to just be calling you GP like OG and
Yeah, that's facts. GP2. So what's that? That's 3. I gotta put Shaq in there. I mean, like I said, there's a
3 the sprinter.
Oh, okay,
there's a lot of different ways to dunk. You could be a power dunker. You could be very explosive and athletic, sure, but gotta put Shaq in there because he dunked on a lot of people and
Facts.
just grown man's game down there.
Shaq's my hero growing up, bro. Like that's my favorite player of
He's
all
a
time.
GOAT for real.
No, I thought I was a center at 6'2".
That's why you play like that.
Like, absolutely. Like I watch Shaq. I don't want to do this, but I gotta do it just to make sure I get out of here. Well,
And then lastly, like, I mean, I'm just speaking from my era and who I've watched and so forth, and I got to put Zach LaVine in there. I mean, he has explosiveness, he floats in the air, he gets up high, I mean, he's dunking on people. Like I said, there's a lot of different types of athleticism, and I mean, it's just incredible what he does. So I think that's 5. Vince, Jay Rich, Ja, Shaq, Zach LaVine, different type of dunkers. My top 5 hoopers, Kobe for sure. I mean, let's put a disclaimer in there. Like, I don't talk about people I didn't watch.
yeah.
I didn't get to watch Mike. I was 3, 4, 5 years old, and I didn't even start playing basketball until I was 8. So I'm not gonna talk about Mike. So that's just a disclaimer. There. I'm not gonna put Mike in my top 5.
Like what?
I mean, I didn't watch Mike, so I can't put him. I'm not gonna put him in my top 5.
Like yourself, like visually, you never watched him?
No, I mean, I didn't start playing basketball until I was 8.
Okay,
I grew up in a Mexican family. Like,
For sure.
It wasn't a lot of basketball on in the house. Oh, that's
Did you play?
No, what'd you just play?
Oh,
I played the double
No,
six.
I win. It's you now.
Oh, it's
look.
on you. I'm dominoing regardless.
It's all
just
good.
put
I'm
your
just trying to
bullshit,
see
I'm
what the
done.
hell I can get off of in here. Hold on. Just give me 1 second, bro. Right?
Play. I'm done.
Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to see what the best move here is.
get
It
the
don't
most
even
points out your hand, you
fucking
can
matter. Yeah, it don't even fucking matter. Let me go ahead and get this out of here.
No. I need 20. FYI, score is 130, 120, 60, 70.
70, man. Get my 10, man.
Yeah, 70. 70.
Kobe is number 1 for me.
No, let's stop. You can't not have Mike in the top.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't
But
watch
what's your
Mike.
measuring stick, though?
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
You
what I'm
asking
trying
me
to
my
figure out.
top 5. I didn't watch Mike.
All right.
But if we
you
gonna
watch film,
do
though?
that, Mike is the god. So let's just go.
Watch.
Mike, all right, let's go Mike number 1.
No. You said Mike not in your top 5, so I'm gonna take your top 5.
I'm just trying to figure out how your top 5 is structured. Then I can really.
Based off what I've seen.
Okay.
So it's only what you've seen with your own 2 eyes live?
We could all watch Hardwood Classics. They're gonna give you
Okay.
the best games.
For sure.
Right? They're not gonna put the games on when Mike got knocked out of the first round.
That's a
You know what
fact.
I'm saying? They're not gonna put that on there.
That's a fact.
So I just don't gauge my top 5 off that. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
I feel
Mike is the god though. He is who he is. We all know that. It's like Bill Russell, Larry Bird. Like I didn't watch those guys either, so I'm not gonna put them in my top 5. But we know who they are.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, Kobe is number 1, Bron number 2, Steph number 3, Shaq 4, and probably Timmy number 5, Tim Duncan.
Yeah, Tim.
I don't think Tim Duncan gets enough respect, the respect he deserves.
No, Tim Duncan is incredible.
He is incredible, and people don't realize what he's done.
Okay.
But that's my top 5.
And I respect that. Just FYI for y'all out there. He now play for the Lakers, so he bumped Steph and put 2 Lakers up there, and I ain't mad at that at all.
He had to change. He said, "Who I play for?" Oh shit.
Let's
go back.
I ain't bumping Steph. Look, what I'm gonna say though, I think Steph is the best point guard to ever play the game. That's just my opinion. I know people gonna knock me for, Magic and this, that, and the third, but
Yeah.
I mean, bro, what 30 is doing is incredible, dog. Like,
So what do you measure a point guard to be, though? I guess that's kind of where it is.
I mean, it's hard though because the game's always evolving. Like, what is a point guard? Is a point guard somebody who, dictates the game, locks up guards, full court? Like, what is a point guard? Or are we just talking about basketball players? I mean, who gives a fuck who you put on Steph? Can't nobody guard.
10. I need
You know
10
what I'm
to
saying?
go. FYI.
10?
Yeah, I need 10.
Shit. Who your top 5?
My top 5 is LJ number 1, MJ number 2, Kobe number 3, Steph number 4, and Shaq number 5.
Okay.
You got Bron first.
Yes, because what Bron has done, like when you talk about Cicely Tyson,
Yeah.
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. The game went from 2 slugs, like slow big man, to like a stretch 4 big man, to like back to 2 big man, to like big man.
Me and you out there playing the phone.
Facts.
And he's been the best no matter what. When you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championship or carried to the finals, MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled, nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year. You look at the skill set that Bron has. There's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does on a basketball court. Nobody. Michael Jordan could do just about all that LeBron James does, except for he for damn sure couldn't pass like Bron.
They had a vision like that.
I love MJ. I think MJ is incredible. Like, MJ is MJ. Like, we all wanted to be like Mike. Like, I wear 23. Come on now. Like, we all want to be like Mike. But what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control a game and, like, to do it this long, like, MJ retired. Like, this shit's grueling. Like, going to the finals year after year after year. Bron went 8 or 9 straight.
9 straight.
Like, MJ took a break right in the heat of that shit. Bron ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again. So, for me, that's why it's Bron over MJ for me. And on top of that, the talent nowadays is way better. And I'm sure one of the old fucks gonna say, you out of your mind, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. The talent is way better. Just like the talent at Apple is way better than the talent that was working at Apple in 1991.
Food better, training's better, medicine's better.
Everything.
It's the nature of things. Shit progresses and we get better product of what we put out there. And so the game is way better, way different now. And it's crazy, Bron's still up there, man. So
still doing it.
Still doing it.
1 or 2, 3, he's best in the league. It's crazy.
It's year 20.
20 is crazy.
Playing at a high level.
He's still at the top of the discussion in year 20. That's unheard of. The champ is here.
Fuck out of here.
Bring it to the table. Let me show you how to win. This is for my players from the bubble.
This is the guy feeding me the points to kick his ass. But he knew this was going to happen. We got Rome here. He talking about, I ain't played in a while. So now I want him to bring me on one of his TV shows as an extra.
Bro. Come and sit.
I'm coming as an extra.
And I'm gonna give you some lines.
I'll be ready for him.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be back.
I thought I was gonna have my Bron moment. It didn't happen.
The Latino culture took a hit.
That's crazy.
Bring it to the table. Let me show you how to win. This is for my players from the barbecues to the pit. We came to have a good